The greatest victories are won not in a single moment, but in the 1,000 quiet decisions to keep going when everything inside you wants to stop. I failed more times than I succeeded. I stumbled through decades of defeat, misjudgment, and rejection before the world ever knew my name as anything other than a man who would not give up. And I want you to understand something important. The courage that carried me through those dark years was not something I was born with. It was something I chose again and again in the small hours when no one was watching and the weight of failure pressed down like stone. Determination is not loud. It does not announce itself. It is the quiet voice that says, when you wake in the morning after yet another setback, I will try again today. It is the steady hand that reaches for work when the heart feels heavy. It is the decision made in private to endure one more hour, one more day, one more season of difficulty, because somewhere deep inside you believe that meaning can be found in persistence itself. I spent years in what felt like wilderness. Political exile, they called it, but it was more than that. It was a kind of internal exile, a time when I questioned whether anything I did would ever matter. I watched younger men rise past me. I saw opportunities close like doors in a long hallway. I felt the particular pain of knowing you have something to offer and finding no one willing to receive it. Perhaps you know this feeling. Perhaps you have stood in your own wilderness, wondering if your efforts would ever bear fruit. But here is what I learned in that wilderness. Determination is not about knowing you will succeed. It is about choosing to continue even when success seems impossible. It is about lighting a small lamp in the darkness and walking by that light. Not because you can see the destination, but because standing still in the dark is its own kind of death. Leadership, I came to understand, begins in the most private place, in the decision to lead yourself before you ever lead another soul. It begins in the moment you refuse to surrender to despair. It begins when you choose integrity over convenience, effort over ease, hope over cynicism. These are not grand choices. They are the small, unglamorous decisions we make when we are tired and uncertain and afraid. But they accumulate. They build something inside you that cannot be broken by circumstance. I think often of a particular kind of courage, not the courage of the battlefield, though I knew that too, but the courage of simply continuing, the courage to rise after falling, the courage to try after failing, the courage to hope after disappointment. This is the courage that sustains a life. This is the courage that transforms ordinary people into something extraordinary. Not because they never fell, but because they refused to stay down. There were mornings when I did not want to rise. There were days when the weight of responsibility felt unbearable. There were nights when I sat alone with my thoughts and wondered if I had the strength to face another day. And each time, I made a choice. Not a choice to feel strong. I rarely felt strong. But a choice to act as if strength were possible. And in the acting, something changed. The body moved, the mind engaged, the work continued. And slowly, gradually, the feeling followed the action. You have made these choices too. Perhaps you do not call them courage. Perhaps you think of them as simply getting through, surviving, doing what had to be done. But I tell you this, every time you rose after falling, you demonstrated courage. Every time you persisted despite doubt, you demonstrated determination. Every time you chose to keep going when stopping would have been easier, you demonstrated leadership, the leadership of yourself, which is the most important leadership there is. Age brings its own challenges. The body slows. The world changes in ways that can feel disorienting. Friends depart, roles shift. It would be easy to believe that determination belongs to the young, that courage is for those just beginning their journey. But I promise you this is not true. The determination you carry now, shaped by decades of experience, seasoned by years of perseverance, tested by time itself. This determination is deeper and truer than anything youth can offer. I was not a young man when I faced my greatest tests. I was older, worn by years of struggle, carrying the accumulated weight of past failures. But those failures had taught me something invaluable. They had taught me that I could endure. They had shown me that defeat is not final unless you choose to make it so. They had proven that the human spirit, when it refuses to break, possesses a strength that circumstances cannot touch. Think of determination as a fire, not a roaring blaze that consumes everything in its path, but a steady flame that burns through the night. It does not need constant feeding. It does not demand attention. It simply persists, offering warmth and light to anyone who draws near. This is the fire you carry. It has been burning for decades, through storms and stillness, through seasons of plenty and seasons of want, and it is burning still. There is a particular kind of loneliness in leadership, even the leadership of one's own life. It is the loneliness of making difficult choices when no clear answer presents itself. It is the loneliness of holding firm to principle when others urge compromise. It is the loneliness of believing in a better outcome when present circumstances suggest otherwise. But this loneliness is not weakness. It is the space in which strength is forged. It is the crucible in which character is refined. I learned to trust something I call the long view. In the immediate moment, things often look dark. Today's failure obscures yesterday's progress. This week's setback overshadows last month's achievement. But if you step back, if you look at the arc of your life, Across years and decades, a different pattern emerges. You see not a series of disconnected moments, but a story of persistence. You see not random chaos, but the slow, steady work of a determined spirit shaping its own destiny. The world needs your determination now more than ever. Not the determination of force or dominance, but the determination of endurance. The determination to remain kind in a harsh world. The determination to remain hopeful in uncertain times. The determination to remain engaged when it would be easier to withdraw. This is not passive acceptance. This is active choice. It is the daily decision to bring your best self to whatever life presents. Courage, I have found, is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward while fear whispers in your ear. It is the willingness to be uncertain and to act anyway. It is the capacity to hold both doubt and determination in your heart at the same time, and to let determination guide your steps. This kind of courage does not make headlines. It does not win medals, but it changes lives, yours first, and then the lives of everyone you touch. I think of the many people who never knew they were leading, never recognized their own courage. The parent who continued loving despite exhaustion. The worker who maintained integrity despite pressure. The friend who remained present despite hardship. These people shaped the world more profoundly than any speech I ever gave, any position I ever held. They led through example. They led through persistence. They led by simply refusing to give up on what mattered. You are one of these people. Your life has been an act of leadership, whether or not you called it that. Every time you endured difficulty without becoming bitter, you led. Every time you chose hope over despair, you led. Every time you extended kindness, when you had every reason to withhold it, you led. This is the leadership that sustains humanity. This is the leadership that builds the world anew, one small choice at a time. There is something I want you to feel right now, in this very moment. I want you to feel the strength you have accumulated, not the strength of youth, which burns bright and fast, but the strength of endurance, which glows steady and eternal. You have carried burdens that would have broken lesser spirits. You have weathered storms that would have capsized frailer vessels. You have walked roads that would have exhausted those with less determination. And you are still here, still standing, still capable, still choosing to continue. This is not a small thing. This is everything. The path forward may not be clear. There may be more difficulty ahead, more uncertainty, more reasons to doubt. But you have already proven that you possess what is needed. You have already demonstrated through decades of living that you can endure. You have already shown through the simple fact of your continued presence that you carry an unbreakable core of determination. I leave you with this. Every ending contains a beginning, and every setback contains the seed of the next step forward. The courage to continue is the courage that matters most, not the courage to start. Anyone can start. Not the courage to succeed. Success is often beyond our control, but the courage to continue, step after step, day after day, even when the outcome remains uncertain. This is the courage that transforms lives and shapes destiny. You have this courage. You have always had it, and you will carry it forward as you always have into whatever comes next. The light you need is already inside you. Trust it. Follow it. Continue.